Hello there, Leah Steinkirch here with Prowess Project. Welcome, 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 everyone. Happy Wednesday. I am getting started here, making sure that everything is working on all of our channels. Thanks so much for joining us. Today, we are chatting about 5 essential tools that CEOs see as a must-have for OBMs. So for those of you that don't know me, I am Leah Steinkirch here at Prowess Project. I went from the OBM to the COO, and I'm excited to share you one of my favorite topics, talking about technology. So thank you all for joining us. Please feel free to put any comments or questions that you have in chat. One question that we're going to be chatting about is, what is your favorite note-taking system? If you can throw that in the chat, I would be very happy to see what other things people use. And what we're looking for there is to learn more about, what do you do when you need to write something down? Are you putting an app in your phone? Are you putting it down on paper? What are the efficient ways that you are using that? So go ahead and share those, and we'll be reflecting on those as we chat today. So again, my name is Leah Steinkirch, COO here at Prowess Project. And what we do is help connect women that are looking for remote, flexible careers with the journey of an online business manager. And what we're talking about today are, what are those 5 essential tech areas that CEOs are consistently asking us for when it comes to hiring an OBM. So I'll give you a little background. The process here at Prowess is that when Ashley is talking to a coach or a consultant or a small business CEO, she is asking a lot of intentional questions about their business. What is that workflow? And wanting to learn more about what are the problems that they're looking to solve. So when the information comes to me through our algorithm or our matching tool, I'm looking over all the information that we have, and looking for those areas in technology is a big one. And basically what we're looking for is, or the CEO is looking for, someone that they can trust to help bring a solution to what they're already using and enhance it, make recommendations, and help them implement so they can help grow that business. And it's been my experience that CEOs, when they're in the flow as a visionary and they're really excited, they're not necessarily thinking about the details of how this is going to happen. That more lives in our OBM brains, but they want to see the results. They see results, they see benefits. They are looking at, how do I enhance the lives of this population that I serve? They get really excited about that. So as our OBM brains start going through all the moving parts and breaking things down, we're talking about, what are those essential tech tools that might come up in this relationship. To give you an example of how this visionary and OBM integrator brain works is, yesterday we had just launched a new initiative, and we were very excited to get it out there into the wild. And I found myself way past the hours of my normal work hours, sitting on the couch, creating automations to make the data from this new user experience flow into a spreadsheet. And I was sitting there, not because we're in crisis mode, not because something was wrong, but because I'm like the kid with the Lego set there. Let me know if any of you guys feel that way, that I then could take the time out to create this automation, and I was using Zapier, and I was sending stuff over from Facebook to a Google Sheet, and I got super excited about it. And I realized, this is the part of my life where I'm bringing a solution to someone, but also lights me up. So that's the parts that I like to help OBMs find and enhance. Okay. And again, for those of you that are joining here, make sure you throw into chat, what is your favorite note-taking system? Looking for other insights out there. So want to know what technologies people use? What are the other ways in which you help organize your day-to-day activities? Okay, so going back to that Lego set automation that I was setting up yesterday, my point in sharing that is, when I shared this with Ashley Connell, and she then looks at what I was doing for fun the night before, if I had explained the nuts and bolts of how that worked, her eyes glaze over. But when she sees the results of all that effort she had spent that day in one easy view, that's when her eyes light up. So that's what she gets very excited about, is she can see the benefits and the results in one easy place. So talking about these 5 areas of technologies that OBMs it's essential for them to know when looking to work with a CEO or consultant, we want to break that down into 3 areas. So how do the CEOs currently use this tech to make an impact or bring things to life in their business? Why do they use the tools? What problems are they trying to solve, and what stress are they looking to relieve? And next, what information are those CEOs really looking for? What do they care about? What are the markers that are helping them evaluate this flow that they're in and telling them if they're hitting the mark or if they're off course? And I know that many on this call might be coming from different parts in their OBM journey. So I want you to be thinking about this information as we talk through these 5 essential areas of technology. If you are already an OBM and you have clients, I want you to be listening for the ways that you can bring more value to your current clients, but also what are the areas in your career life that light you up that you could just enhance. And so it makes your day more engaging, but then also you are bringing more value to that client. If you are someone who's just getting started and you're thinking about that offer and what are you putting out there to your clients, I want you to be listening for what are the areas that you already have experience in, and you then can add this to your offer as something that is very easy for you to use. If you are brand new in this OBM journey, you were just learning what this means, you're not alone. This is a new term. A lot of people I talk to, this is something they've been doing, but the name is new to them. So I want you to be listening to this almost as like confidence booster, listening for the things that you're like, you know what, I actually do know how to do that. These are areas that are in alignment with my goal. These are things that, yes, I would like to bring out into my career as an offering. Okay. And again, feel free to put into chat anything that you guys would like to talk about or other areas, and what are those essential note-taking things that you guys are currently using. Okay. All right. So the first one that we're going to chat about today is CRMs. That is sort of one of the first ones when we're talking to a CEO or a consultant. They are saying, I need someone that knows how to use a CRM. So how are they using these tools? This is really where they're keeping track of all of those contacts. So anyone whose email address they have in their business ecosphere, they're keeping them. So think of it as the Rolodex. This is where they're keeping all of those contacts in one place. They are using this as then, which of these contacts am I moving over into my sales pipeline? Which of these are potential customers or in the customer buying stages? And then next, they're using the dashboard features. They are looking at how am I going to track my KPIs when it comes to my lead management. Why they use a CRM is that it's one place for them to have all their leads, and they can keep, like I said, they can keep track of all of those moving parts in one place. They want to know that they have one place to go to know if there's follow-up tasks, if there is new leads coming in, new information on their sales goals. The information that they tend to be looking for is, what type of contact is this? Is this a vendor? Is this someone who might be an past employee? Is this, just a friendly relationship, or is this a potential buying customer? They want to know, how engaged is this potential customer? Where did they come from? What stage are they in? They want to know what touch points they've already had with them. What are the past emails? They want to know anything else that is relevant to that sales deal. They also might need to know how many leads came in a month. They want to know what stages of the pipeline do they automatically move to. So how fast are things moving? They're looking for potential revenue. They're also looking at the forecasting data that comes into the dashboard metrics from this data. Okay, and feel free also, as I'm working through this, if there's things that you would like to share with the community here, other ways you use this, feel free to drop that into the chat, or if there's questions, I'll be coming back to those at the end. So feel free to put those in there as well. Okay, so the next area, so we touched on, first and foremost, we get asked about CRMs. The next one we get asked about, I'm going to call this the LMS. So for a coach or consultant, someone who has a one-to-many product, they're going to say, I need someone who knows how to use an LMS. If this is a small business CEO, this might be more in the vein of an email marketing system, but we're serving the same goal. We are taking one offering and bringing it to many. So I'm going to speak to that LMS. So that is your Kajabi, Thinkific, Teachable, systems like that, where how they're using it is to have that tool, their product inside that tool that then they can offer to many. So they want to make sure they can have a product in there. They may also have calendaring features for one-on-one in there. They can maybe host live meetings, but all of that lives in one software. They also will be doing launch. They want to make sure they can manage a launch. And what that means is they want one place to have a landing page, opt-in forms, and email sequences. So for your CEOs, they may be just using this as the email marketing system. So again, that landing page, opt-in forms, and email sequences, but the experience is the same for both. What they care about with this is they want to be able to go and look at that engagement as well as manage the experience seamlessly in one place, keeping all of that data, all of the emails, the launch, all of that in one place makes it easier for them to go in and make any edits or changes or look at all of it as one experience. So they want to know who's opening, who's clicking, who's signing up, what is the return on investment as far as engagement goes to all the effort that they put out there for this event. They want to know what is their audience liking. They want to know what resources are being downloaded. So this software would give them that information, and then they can then say, this is what I need to bring more of to my audience. Now, I'm also going to lump Canva into this one. We don't get necessarily asked for Canva skills exclusively, but keep in mind that if you are doing a product or you're doing emails, you're going to have to create some graphics. So having that knowledge. So if you are someone who just really enjoys Canva, this is a way to enhance those skills and bring it to a next level offering, as using that within someone who's looking to enhance their email marketing experience out to their audience. Feel free to throw any questions or thoughts into the chat. I'm back. Give me a thumbs up if you can see me now. I'm hoping you guys are all still with me. Sorry about that. Looks like there is technical difficulty in Texas today. Great. Oh, yay. Thank you, Natalie. Okay. I believe I was leaving off on Canva. What was the last thing you guys heard so I can make sure we touch on all of it? I believe I was just chatting about the importance of knowing Canva and adding that into your ability if you have an offer for email marketing. Okay, so next one I'm going to hit on is metrics, and really what the technology behind that we're being asked for is Excel. So this is one that I was actually surprised that this comes up as often as it does, is that coaches and consultants want to make sure that their OBM knows Excel. How they're using this tool is usually in their own kind of created dashboards or metric tracking documents. And why they use it, or why they like to make sure those skills are there, is because that is what they are comfortable with. So think if they're starting out their business, they're going out on their own, they want to keep the things that are working well and they can move quickly. And we tend to have a lot of knowledge from any kind of corporate setting or any background with Excel and managing spreadsheets there. So using like pivot tables or multiple views in a spreadsheet, they're very comfortable and they can move quickly there. So that tends to be why they don't want to change it. And so we just hear, I don't want to recreate the wheel. I want someone who could come in and pick this up and run with it. So if you definitely want to make sure that you are on top of your Excel skills, and this includes Google Sheets, but brush those off and make sure you're highlighting that in your offer, your website, your LinkedIn. And then what information is important to them with using this Excel document is usually summary data. Like I said, it's easy for them to digest this information. They've already created the systems. And so therefore they can move quickly within that information. I also see it a lot in launch summaries. So that, again, is easy for them to take that, digest it. So also revenue, they're going to get their forecasting data comes this way. Again, they're just very comfortable in this space. And so if they have formulas already set up, they want to know someone can pick up and run with it. This also brings us to number 4, which is invoicing. Oftentimes, we hear the request that the OBM will have knowledge of QuickBooks or another invoicing system, and bonus if you know payment plugin platforms like Stripe. So how they're using this, obviously this is their number one place to connect with their clients to bring in more revenue. They can track their spending, track vendor management, all of that in QuickBooks. And it's typically QuickBooks Desktop that we see. Why they use it is it's industry standard. It's a lot of times what their accountant or their contracted financial person is saying, hey, this is what I have all my clients using, so use this software. And at a low cost, it provides pretty robust functionality for them to use. What's important to that CEO, what data they're looking at, is the P&L, the cash statement, accounts payable, wanting to know who still owes the money, expense tracking, and time tracking might be a feature that they use from QuickBooks, or vendor management, so they're knowing who they need to pay as well. So I want to stress here, this is not people asking for a financial wizard or an accountant to set up their QuickBooks. This is someone who knows how to pull the reports, know the capability that QuickBooks has to give them more data, know how to integrate that information into other softwares that you're using. Okay, bringing us up to number 5. That is project management softwares. So this one is, well, that's why I asked in the beginning, what are your favorite tools that you like to use for note taking? So I see Otter. I know that Trello is one people like to use, those Kanban boards, just even other things like your Apple or Google has the tasks using those kind of features too. This is typically what that CEO consultant is using project management for, is to take all those things that wake them up at 2:00 in the morning and put them down in one place. And then the next day they know where to go to look at what they really need to do. Why that is so important is that if they don't have that visibility into what those checklists or tasks are, that's when they can start to feel like the wheels are coming off the bus. They may be also using the same kind of task list to communicate with their vendors. So if they have a social media manager or someone else, that's contracted out, this project management serves as that communication hub on where someone is in a project. So the information that's important to them is, what are the upcoming deadlines? Did they miss any deadlines? What is currently burning that day that needs to get addressed? A lot of times questions are put into this, or approvals that are needed on graphics or images, or email content is put into the system, so they know exactly where they need to go to communicate with all of these vendors. You can also take a look at your workload bandwidth. CEOs will use this to decide if the people that they're using, do they have too much on their plate or not enough, especially if they're paying retainer costs. Okay, so we talked about CRMs, we talked about LMS and the email marketing automation capability there, such as, for launch communication. We talked about metric tracking and invoicing and project management. So those are the 5 that we typically hear are essential when it comes to someone wanting an OBM. And I'm almost 100%, those of you that are listening are saying, yes, I have experience in some regard with all of these. And now the bonus one, the one that holds it all together, the value you can bring is using automation tools. So this is where an OBM can truly shine. And I would love to see any other Zapier fans out there like me that sits on my couch at night when I shouldn't be working, and that's what I'm doing. But this tool really is what a lot of CEOs are asking for, but they don't realize the robust capability that's there. So how do CEOs use this tool? They don't. They're looking for someone else to come in and do it for them. Why they need it is because they know they are spending time doing repetitive tasks that their time could be better served. So this is a huge bonus that you can bring to these coaches or consultants. Examples of this would be like sending registrations, people that sign up one form, and then sending it directly into the CRM, so you're not sitting there manually doing it. Things like creating, if one person joins a group or community, they can be added to multiple memberships that are part of that experience without someone manually having to go and add them to every system. These are things that just is magic to that CEO. So when you can do that, when you can use that automation tool to pull all of that together with all of those other systems, to me, that's where the fun really starts happening. And going back to those note-taking systems that we're talking about, what do we really want in there? We want something that's efficient, that we know that we can use it simply, and that we can go back to make those check marks to see our results. So with each one of these softwares, that's really what they're looking for. So as that OBM, if you're helping them realize that, you can help them see that value. Again, not all the pieces and parts and the wheels that are turning, but the end result. That's when we're really adding value to this experience. Okay, well, I apologize today for the technical glitch, but I'm glad we all got back on. And I want to say thank you to all of you guys for letting me talk about one of my favorite topics, which is technology. If you guys do have any questions, I want you to feel free to reach out. You can either DM me on Facebook. If you are one of our OBMs, reach out to me in the community, or you can always send us an email at leah@prowessproject.com. And I'm happy to answer any other technologies, or if you need resources to go and dive in deeper in any of these, just let me know. And as Ashley mentioned, I will be sending out I have a free resource for you guys. So if you send me an email after this, leah@prowessproject.com, I'll get that free resource back to you, which is going to be a checklist to make sure you're on track with all of these technologies. And what are the comparable ones that you could say, oh, I can add that to my resume or that to my website as part of this experience to help better tell that CEO that you are a good fit for what they're looking for. Thank you guys so much. And please let me know if you guys are new on the journey and want more information about the OBM. You can check out prowessproject.com and click on Be an OBM. All right, guys, thank you so much and have a great day. Ooh, I do have one client, Natalie, one question here. Natalie, if you're still with us. Any uses of Zapier in your own OBM business, not necessarily for your clients? Oh, how do I use it to make myself more efficient? I love this question. Really, it is automating all of the tasks that people ask me to do. So like dashboarding, if I have someone, I may have multiple clients that need dashboards. So I'll go in and set up and pull. So I have, when I'm getting on the call with them, I'm not having to go manually update all these spreadsheets to give them back data on how something's going. There's all kinds of things. So Natalie, feel free to shoot me a message, and it helps me to know like your niche and exactly what you're looking for. But when it comes to connecting, I've used it a lot in connecting softwares where I'm trying to give you a good example. Again, getting one person signed up for this to add them to that experience. I have a lot of them running. I have it running on like, if I'm doing a project in like my time tracking and I want to have all of that, but then to move it over to an invoice, I have connections where it's using that time tracking software. It's dumping it into the spreadsheet that I would then use that to send out. Zapier is sort of endless. So let me know what other questions you have on that, and I'd love to chat about it. Any other questions, you guys? All right, guys, have a great day, and we'll talk to you next week.